So I've been talking so I've been talking a lot about the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional and hundreds of variants that have recently come out, but there's one Speedmaster that isn't the Moonwatch, and I feel it is criminally underrated, and that is the Omega Speedmaster 57 Heritage. Welcome back to your channel. My name is Abdullah and I talk about watches. I talk a lot about Omega on this channel, and like all of the brands that I cover, there is something that appeals to me either from the heritage perspective or the design perspective or the performance perspective. Omega is one of those brands that has all of these grounds covered. The Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch is the bread and butter of the brand. The whole moon landing story is just part of the appeal, but more importantly, it is one of the best looking chronograph watches to ever exist. But because of the hype that surrounds the Moonwatch, we often forget the expansive range of the Speedmaster line. And this 57 Heritage falls in that. It doesn't have a NASA association, but there's no compromise in any way. And because this isn't the flagship Speedmaster Professional, if you look pre-owned, you can find these for as low as $6,000. And that's not cheap by any means, but it's significantly cheaper than the Moonwatch, even at pre-owned prices. But that alone shouldn't be the reason to love a watch or to buy a watch. Removing the price aspect altogether, how good is this watch? This 2022 version is both visually and technically different from the larger original 57 that came out in 2013, which itself was based on the Speedmaster CK2915 from 1957, hence the name 57. It now comes in a more compact 40.5mm stainless steel case with a lug-to-lug of 49.4mm, a thickness of 13mm, and a lug width of 20. You get 50 meters of water resistance, a domed sapphire crystal on top, and a META-certified manual wind caliber 9906 beating inside. The case dimensions aren't as straightforward when you think about it. Yes, it is technically smaller than the Speedmaster Professional, but it's also longer with an extended lug-to-lug measurement. So on my 6.2-inch wrist, like the Professional, this too has a strong wrist presence. And unlike the more modern cases of the current generation Moonwatch with lyre lugs and crown guards, this gets more of a symmetrical case design with straight lugs. Another major difference is the brushed steel bezel displaying a tachymeter scale instead of the black aluminum bezel we've come to expect. Now, my personal Speedmaster has a steel bezel because this is a neo-vintage model, and I love that. I love the fact that it ages with the rest of the case, and it just gives the watch a very different visual feel. These models come in 4 different colors, but this rich burgundy dial is my absolute favorite. Of course, you still have the vintage touches of the original 57, like the broad arrow hands, the steel bezel, the lack of crown guards, but this color modernizes the watch in a fresh and fun way. If the Speedy Professional is serious, this is a lot more laid back. The bracelet tapers nicely from 20mm at the lugs all the way down to 15mm at the clasp, and features a brilliant on-the-fly micro adjustment that gives you a 2.3mm extension. Turning the watch around behind the flat sapphire exhibition case back, you see the manual wind 9906 caliber. This is a master chronometer certified caliber, meaning that it is highly robust, highly anti-magnetic up to 15,000 Gauss, and highly accurate with an average rating of up to plus 5 seconds per day. You get a dual barrel system that allows the movement to have an extended power reserve of 60 hours and a stable torque, making this one of the best performing chronograph movements in the market. The finishing is decent, it's not the best in the class. These are still mass-produced movements, so you do get blackened screws, barrels, Geneva waves on the bridges, burlage on the base plate. You get all of those things, but the main focus of this movement should be the performance. But I'm with you on one thing. I am not a fan of this oversized bridge covering 90% of the movement. I wish that they had just closed the case back. Now, who is this watch for? It's different to the point that it doesn't feel like just another Speedmaster. It's not like a dial color change. It has a very different presence, a different caliber. The case is completely different as well. The whole watch is a very different watch, and I think that's sort of the appeal, that you don't have to just stop at the Speedmaster Professional Moon Watch. There are still a lot more Speedmasters to explore. I can see for some that the 57 wears better than the Moon Watch. I would advise you, if you're interested, find a way to try these out. Speedmasters wear very differently from your traditional watches, so the traditional specifications, they don't really apply here. There's definitely a good balance between retro design and modern technical upgrades. In my opinion, this is a viable option for those that may want something different from the Moon Watch, but without compromising on the performance or the quality. What do you guys think? Do you like this watch, and which color would you go for? Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.